Whoa, whoa, whoa. Stop right there. This channel is not intended for kids under the age of 13. So if you're under the age of 13, please leave.
Hey everybody, Arthur here with another unboxing video. Today we have Storm Collectibles 2020 event exclusive Mortal Kombat Scorpion, and it comes in that typical style Storm Collectibles awesome looking packaging where we got the artwork over here looking just awesome. I love that flaming skull. It is straight up Scorpion. Continuing with all the Storm Collectibles Mortal Kombat style packaging, you got the artwork that sort of wraps over the corner so you get that full image when you angle it just right. But these boxes look awesome as well when you do set them on the side, because then you get that image right there, and if they're all lined up on a shelf, they look pretty badass. On the right side of the box we have Scorpion holding his kunai that's on that metal chain, and it looks awesome. On the back of the box, we got the figure, showing off his accessories, showing off some poses that you can get the figure into, and we do have some read-up information right there, so feel free to pause it if you want to read it. Just like every other Storm Collectibles figure, Scorpion comes with an instruction manual that opens up, showing you how to deal with all the accessories and attachments and stuff, and it says Mortal Kombat on the back. Out of the package, Mortal Kombat 2 Scorpion looks like Scorpion, but something just doesn't sit right in my gut. Like something, like as I'm looking at him, his arms just seem very, very long, and just the proportions seem weird. Maybe it's this part that goes up instead of it like flaring over the shoulders or something. It just looks like his torso and just proportions of his body are just all over the place. Out of the box, he comes with a pair of fist hands. He comes with a pair of like clawy attacking tiger style looking hands. We also got some loose, slightly open, like martial arts hands. Last but not least, we get some like palm, like gonna cram that nose bone into the brain type of gripping hands in a sense, because they do have a little bit of grip. I don't know, they're just martial arts hands. Now this Scorpion comes with tons of fire effects that are done really, really well. It's got a nice shine to it. They're made out of a hard plastic. The transition from the lighter flames to the darker flames looks great. You can see how the light just wants to reflect off of it. They're pretty solid. I mean, it's a very nice, they're both different sculpts. Scorpion comes with a pair of flaming gauntlets. I call them that because these things will pop over his forearms. And again, these are sculpted and casted very nicely. The use of plastic and color is, they made a good choice with this one. Here we get a giant, long, crazy fire effect piece where his fist will go up into that top darker red part so he can do that flaming uppercut, and this is done really well too. Again, harder plastic, not flimsy, so if you have it posed up, there's not going to be any drooping happening here. So here we got that plastic silver kunai spear. Looks pretty good. It's just plastic, and then it is attached to a chain that has a little loop at the end to put over his hand. And it's cool because you can get him to hold it and have it sort of hanging and suspended. But in order to get it into some like dynamic poses, you're going to have to get a thin piece of wire and sort of weave it in and out of those chain links so he can do the throwing motion and have it sort of in air. And if all the other flame effects wasn't enough, we do get a alternate head, and it is a skull that is just burning. It is a fiery skull, done very well. It's got the flames going on the top, flames coming out the eyes. And now a cool feature, there's a couple cool features. So you can actually take this top flame and just pop it off. So you got yourself like a little flame crown. And then you could just have it like this if you don't want as much flames going on. I love the paint job they did on the skull. Could use a little bit of wash to make the teeth pop, but still the shading and stuff looks good. The cracks, the sculpt's definitely there. Then you got the flames that go around the neck and everything, and then you got those eye flames. What's even cooler, you just pop the eye flames right out. So if you don't want the flames bursting out, or you just want it out one eye, you can definitely do that. So both those can come out, and his jaw is articulated. So lots of articulation out of the jaw. I mean, you can only really move the jaw one direction, so a decent amount of articulation. The sculpt is there, paint job's there, it's awesome. I thought that the neck flame could be removed, but you can't. So I already tried that. So everything else flame-wise on the skull can be removed. Scorpion up close, he has the MK2 style mask, and I got some QC issues with the black. You can see it's not filled in all of them, so it looks a little bit weird. So you got this side that looks all nice, and then you got this side that is not so nice. The mask is not removable. He's got the white eyes. He's got a bunch of stitch work in the hood. But when you turn him sideways, the head just looks weird. It looks weird. It is a weird shaped head. It's weird, guys. I'm telling you, in hand, it looks like a thumb or something. Like, his jaw is down here, right? And then it goes up, and his cranium goes like, it's weird. It looks like he has a weird head, like small, like it's too small. Then we get into his body, which it's pretty sculpted, looks good. It's got the quilted look to it. Got the gi underneath. Got like a weird like turtleneck underneath the gi, I guess. And I'm not a fan of how these bulbous shoulders are. Like, I feel like this should have V'd out a little bit more, because when you're looking at it, let me zoom this out a little bit, or where you guys can see it, like, it seems weird. Very weird. That's, like, the proportions and stuff are really off with this guy, I'm telling you. We look at his waist belt, sculpted nicely. It's got some paint. Looks pretty good. Wrap it around. Looks good on the back. Paintwork's pretty clean. I wish they would have done a wash. It's like, it doesn't seem like there's a wash on the actual like quilted part at all, like they did with the other figures. We get the armband sculpted in there. We do get the arm guards, which make sure you slide these things down, because they upped the ball in these. Like the handballs are ginormous, so you can just gotta slide them down and hide it. Which those are cool, because they got like the little bit of edging that's been painted to make it have some wear, which is cool. Then we get into his legs, sculpted nicely. Got some like pearlescent looking shin guards, or it's like dry brush silver, but yeah, it has like a weird pearlescent feel to it, or look to it. And then his feet are sandals with socks. I mean, it's okay, I guess. And then when I was looking at it, one thing that's weird is the hip is right here. Like the hip like ends right here. So he's got these ginormously long legs. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit. His legs, you can flat out see like they go up here. So he has all of this in leg, and then his upper torso is just this little square right here. And one thing they did too is they attached his crotch. See if we can get a angled shot here. Let's zoom into the crotch. See that? They gave him like a thong. They attached it. Why'd they do that? Why? I don't get it whatsoever. So, and I don't mean to nitpick this figure. Like, I was really looking forward to it and was waiting for it, as that is what we do when like exclusives come out. And I really feel a little bit let down a little bit. But I mean, this is all being shown in like static posing, so of course when you get them into I would say like some more action poses, maybe using the fire and stuff, it'll hide some of these weird proportions. Because again, like, look at that head. It's weird. Very, very weird. Let's go ahead and dive into some articulation here. His head can look down that far, can look up that far. Full 360. He can have a little bit of attitude and everything. He can lean his head. Oh, that's weird. It's basically like his head's on a joystick. Like it's very, very weird that it's just weird. Because I mean, you could do that whole, yeah, it's definitely weird. And I do want to show this too. Like, look how this butterfly pops out of this like rubber coating. And when I take this down, look how much like pecs and stuff. Like, this is his chest area. It's so weird. So just be careful with getting that rubber part caught in. But yeah, the proportions, I'm telling you guys, this scorpion has proportion issues. He does have the butterflies, and they work just like they should. They work really well because there's not much there to resist it, and I just, like, you can just see it. Now his arms can move up all the way up like so. Very good. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, wrist rotation, and we get the wrist bend. All of these joints feel great. Some are a little squeaky, but they work. Now keep in mind, when you move them, I'm moving his arm, you can sort of see his other arm moves and his head moves, because it's all attached to this weird like ab crunch area, which it's rubber, so you can get him to bend down quite a bit. He can lean back quite a bit. Let me zoom this out for you guys. But yeah, his ab crunch is there, but it's all because it's like hidden under, like, it's all rubber up there under, like, with the skeleton underneath. It's, again, just a weird feeling. There's, you know, movement, but just keep in mind, like, all this stuff is like attached. This is attached as a lower diaper area, and there's an underneath rubber part, so it just doesn't get that same feeling. And you can sort of see as I'm moving stuff around, I don't know if you can see it by the camera, but you see some sort of the darker spots of yellow. It's because the black seems to be like rubbing onto the yellow, which is weird. Very, very weird. Or maybe not. Maybe that's the shading they added, because there's two spots right back here too. Yeah, they just added weird little gray light airbrush spots where it bends. Again, like, he could do the full splits. As for like he could do a kick like so, but you're really stretching out that thong. That's not good. Like, you can't really, like that. I don't know why they attach everything. Why I liked when they did the layers. He does have that thigh cut up at the top. We do get the double jointed knee as well. Ankle bend, toe bend, and then we get the pivot in there as well. No boot cuts or anything like that. Now, you can still get Scorpioned into some great fighting poses. You know, I got him in a nice little sort of fighting stance, and it doesn't look bad. I mean, you got to get him into some crazy posing in order to take away from his misproportions, but still just getting him into a basic, you know, I'm ready to fight type of stance definitely makes a difference. These flame effects are awesome. The joints feel great on these figures. As always, the Storm Collectible joints are always on point, and they can actually support the solid plastic effect piece, and it looks great. Like, you can, that uppercut effect is amazing. I love it. And you got that, just that trail. Like, I mean, you could position this however you want, but still, you know, you can just get them all posed up, have them facing the back, like I'm doing right now. Just sort of have them posed up like that on your shelf if you want it, just showing off that whole flame effect. It's pretty awesome. And with all these flame effects, again, it takes away from the misproportions of this figure when you start adding all this stuff, because you can't really, your eye doesn't want to focus. It just sort of wants to look at it all over because it's awesome. So I decided to bust out all the rest of the flame effects and sort of get them in some like demonic rage. And it looks pretty decent. I noticed with this flame effect, it does sort of stand up straight. This other one does have a little bit of a lean to it. So you really got to play around with it and how you place it, especially with his feet and stuff like that. But still pretty cool. Even the flame effects on the arms look great when you're looking at it. The head looks spectacular. And even without the little crown on top, that looks even better. I think he looks good without that flame crown. And let's just pop out both these eyes. Come on, pop out. After some technical difficulties, I did get the other flame out of his eye, and it looks awesome. I really like the subtle flames around the neck, sort of bursting around it, and it's just not overly flamey skull. So I like this version. I like it with the flames in the eyes, and I think the flame crown's cool, but it's a little much. I think you're just getting too fiery with this guy. Now, you can't forget the classic scorpion and his spear, and it looks awesome. I love the fact that I can wrap it around his one arm and sort of just have him supporting it with the other hand. It just adds some cool effects and a lot of posability out of it. But to get the full posability out of this, you want to get a thin wire and lightly, don't damage this chain, but just sort of weave it in and out of these little holes. And then you can actually get it to where it's like bendy wire spear to get some more of those dynamic poses. It is Scorpion comparison time. And yes, if you've been collecting Storm Collectibles Mortal Kombat figures since day one, you're going to have 3 to 4 Scorpions. And some of you might be like, 4, what do you mean? They released a different variant of this version. So, as you can see, I got the OG Mortal Kombat 1, 2 Scorpion, Mortal Kombat 2, that's the newest, the exclusive, and then we got the Mortal Kombat 3 roided out Scorpion. Now, as you're looking at these figures, yeah, you can see the different hues of yellow. This one's more yellow, got the mustardy yellow, and this is like a mixture of the two. But proportion, overall look, and this guy sort of shifted over a little bit. That's why his stuff is the way it is. So he doesn't normally stand like that. This body just needs to shift. This one is still the best. I love the dirtied up wash on his knee pads and everything. These are weird pearlescent, his arm guards and everything look pretty awesome. It's just pretty much, if I'm going to rank them, the OG gets the gold, Mortal Kombat 3 gets the silver, and that guy gets good old third place bronze, copper, whatever you want to call it. It just, if you want him to be this version, you better go with this one. Yes, you're going to probably have to pay a good penny for this version. This one is a turd compared to it, if you're comparing it that way. But if you want a flaming skull version of Scorpion and get him into some crazy articulated, awesome dynamic pose, this guy's going to be awesome too, because you got all those effects. So utilize them that way, and then you could still have a really good Scorpion and a good Mortal Kombat 3 Scorpion. I just feel for a third Scorpion coming out, like they took some steps back. I mean, you can really see it when you see all 3 of these side by side. But hey, that sums up my unboxing and review of Storm Collectibles convention exclusive Mortal Kombat 2 Scorpion. If you guys like what you saw, hit that thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button, as it'll mean the world to me. Go ahead and hit that silver bell notification if you want to get an alert when I post up a new video. And make sure you guys check out Toyco Toys and Collectibles. The website's down below, full of tons of collectibles, even Storm Collectible figures are there. And there's a shipping code down below, promo code for you guys, free shipping. You can utilize that. And check out the pre-order group. It's a Facebook group. You can join in and just see what's coming out and be able to take advantage of the pre-order prices, because Andrew has the best pre-order prices in town, online. I mean, Toyco is the way to go when you're looking for your Storm Collectibles imports and other collectibles. I mean, it is awesome. So definitely check that out. And I want you guys to have the best luck hunting, keep on collecting, and have a beautiful day.